Welcome to another episode of What Not to Do Wednesdays.
In order for you to establish credit and to build credit effectively, you have to know the 5 factors of credit, okay? And you have to know how they work together. The first credit factor, payment history. You have to pay your credit accounts and your debt accounts on time. If you don't pay them on time, your score will drop drastically. Now, over time, the drop score will increase little by little, but that comes with every year. Now, there's a greater impact, which brings your score down, if you keep missing those payments. So please, no late payments. Set those dates if you have to. Set those timers, because you have to do whatever it takes to make sure you don't miss a payment. Payment history accounts for 35%. This is the biggest piece of the pie. Pizza, if you like pizza. For example, if you cut a pizza into 4 slices, 1 slice is 25%. So if you're talking about payment history being 35%, you're going a little bit into that second piece as well. So that big piece of pizza, which is almost half, that's how much payment history accounts for on your credit profile. Stop making late payments. Stop missing a payment. Set those timers. Get those payments in on time, all right? Factor number 2, amounts owed. This factor tracks how much credit you owe and how much debt you owe, okay? So if you have loan on top of loan on top of loan, your amounts owed percentage is going down and down and down. But the good thing is, as you're paying them off, it goes back up and up and up. But if you keep adding loan on top of loan and credit card on top of credit card and maxing out the credit card and maxing out the next credit card and maxing out the next credit card, that percentage for amounts owed is going down. Guess how much amounts owed is factored in for in credit? 30%. So remember that pizza, you cut it in 4, 1 slice is 25%. You're going into the second slice for amounts owed. This is how much credit or debt you owe in total. So 30%, that's also almost 50%. That's almost half the pizza too. So if you're making a late payment here and there, and you keep adding on those max credit cards and all those loans, you're going over 50%, because 35% for payment history plus 30% for amounts owed, and you add the both of those together and you fail in both of those, you're over 50% of your pie. You're at 65%. And that's just 2 of the factors of bad credit. That's a huge drop to your credit score and a huge drop to your credit report. No one will want to give anything to you. No asset. They don't want to finance you. It's just going to be bad all the way around. So please, no more late payments. And stop adding on so much debt on top of the debt that you already owe, especially if you can't manage the debt you have now. Please stop. Number 3, length of credit history. This is one a lot of people mess up on because every time you open up a new credit account, whether you're getting a new credit card or a new loan, it affects length of credit history. So if you had an average length of credit history of 10 years and you get a new credit card or a new loan, it drops it down, because now the average is going to decrease because now you have a new account. So with every new account, your length of credit history goes down and you have to allow it to build again. So you have to be strategic every time you decide to get a new credit card or a new loan. Plan out when to get them, because building length of credit history, it's a journey, okay? Now, this factor accounts for 15% of credit. So it's not too bad, but it's still a big number, 15%. So, hey, you got to weigh your options. Some things you do will lift up the big factor, and some things you do will drop the little factor. So it's not a big deal. So you just have to learn how to juggle around with the factors, because everything you do financially will affect at least 2 to 3 of those factors at the same time. It could bring one up while it brings one down. Now, if it's bringing up the bigger piece of the pie or pizza, wonderful. Because if it's dropping the lower ones, it's not too bad, okay? So you just have to be strategic with it and juggle it the right way. Number 4, credit mix. How many credit cards do you have? Are they different types? How many loans do you have? Are they different types? Do you have some bills that you pay? Utilities. That helps with your credit mix as well. And it boosts your credit score. Experian Boost. That's the way to use your utilities to help boost your credit score. Okay? So, and it also shows on your credit report. Yay. So, credit mix, getting different types of credit cards and getting different types of loans. Now, don't go crazy with it. Do what you can manage, but it's best to have multiple types. That's how you build the credit mix factor. And this one accounts for 10% of your credit score. Okay? So, it looks good when you have different kinds of accounts, because the more debt you have that you can manage properly, the better financial life you get to have. It's weird. You got to be in debt to live a happy financial life. Hey, it's America, land of the free. The last factor, number 5, new credit. So this one is a little tricky. If you are establishing credit for the first time, or you just decided to establish credit, or you had a credit card for a very long time and you thought having one credit card was good and you didn't know that you needed multiple, it's okay to apply for multiple credit accounts the first go round and get approved. But when you start to do too many credit accounts, whether it's loan or credit card, you start to do too many in a short time frame, like 6 months, for example, then you'll start to get flagged, okay? It's gonna become you're applying for too much credit. You need to slow down. Other financial companies will look at you like, hey, you just applied for 6 credit cards. You got approved for 4 of them. What are you doing? And you might get declined or conditionally approved. Like, hey, you got to wait for your letter in the mail to say whether you are approved or not and how much you got approved for, things like that. So you want to be careful with how much new credit you apply for in a specific time frame, okay? Again, be strategic with it. And remember, if you're a new establisher, it's okay to do a few, the first 6 months or every 6 months, but slow down, okay? Take your time, be strategic with it. And if you need assistance with any of these factors, MoneyMoEmpire.com. We are here to assist you. If you need help with discipline, MoneyMoEmpire.com, because you don't want to cut up those credit cards. If you cut up the credit cards and you don't use it, it will become inactive and those accounts will close. And what's the point of having it in the first place if you don't use it? You're not doing anything. It's not going to do anything to your credit score, except drop it, because now you got new credit. So it's going to drop. So don't cut up those credit cards. And if you need assistance with how to use it, how to build points, the benefits of it, any of that, MoneyMoEmpire.com. So thank you for tuning in on What Not to Do Wednesdays. What you need to do is watch these videos. What you need to not do is not take notes, because I'm coming with stuff every week to give you on how to build or how to understand or how to establish and what not to do to mess it up. So take those notes, reach out to us if you have any questions. On our website, there are a few different tabs. Click on the tab, put your information, submit. We will receive the information and we will set a time to talk, okay? So don't sit down and wing it, because you will mess yourself up. You won't be able to get that dream house or that dream car that you've always been waiting for. So don't mess up your financial life. And let's do it. And if we got to do it together, let's do it together. We're here to help, all right? Bye.